Hello and welcome to OneCricket Live. Tomorrow, there are three games in the ICC T20 World Cup 2022. We will have a discussion about those matches. With me is Devashish Sharangi, uh, our cricket expert, my friend.
That's good.
So, Devashish,
Yeah.
tomorrow we have three encounters. The first one being between South Africa and Bangladesh. So, what's your take on this match?
Yeah, this is a must-win game for South Africa
Yes.
because they were robbed of a win, I would say,
Yes.
because they were chasing just 89 overs and they had raced to 51 in 3 overs, courtesy of a masterclass from de Kock. So they were certainly in line to chase that total with some overs to spare, but unfortunately rain intervened and they just shared those points with
Just
Zimbabwe.
you could say just South Africa's luck.
Yeah, absolutely. As we have seen over the years, South Africa have been terribly unlucky on ICC wins.
So, what about tomorrow? Means, what do you think? If we see the South African side, who do you think could be the key factor in that team?
If you see the South African team, see Kagiso Rabada didn't pick a single wicket in the last game, but we can't certainly rule him out from the game,
Yes,
from
of
being a
course.
game changer in that
A
game.
pedigree bowler, you
Yeah,
could say.
absolutely. He is their best all-phase bowler. Rabada is their best all-phase bowler. They have an X factor in Anrik Nokia, who can just trouble the Bangladeshi batters with his extra pace. But the match is in Sydney, so we might see Keshav Maharaj weaving his magic like Mitchell Santner did for New Zealand against Australia in the first game. He took 3 wickets. So we might see some grip as we typically see in
So
Sydney.
if you are talking about a spinner, why not Tabraiz Samshi?
They have gone with Maharaj, I think,
Because
because of his batting value, and they cannot drop Wayne Parnell because he has the knack of picking wickets. You know, he certainly picks up wickets in crucial times with the new ball, and then he comes in the middle overs and he picks one. He has the variations. He bowls the cutters and the cross seam deliveries. He can bowl a good bouncer, mixes it up nicely. So Wayne Parnell is undroppable. They have fixed him at number 5. Then they have NDB and Nokia are their X factors, and they cannot drop them. So I don't think Shamsi will get a game tomorrow.
So that's all about the bowling unit, I think.
Yeah.
So what about South Africa's batting? Who could be that man who could carry South Africa through in this match?
If you see Sham- Quinton de Kock, Quinton de Kock had a great outing last time, and they have David Miller, who is an exceptional
So
finisher.
the thing means, if suppose South Africa bats second, do you
Yeah.
think the batting would go till David Miller?
That depends
Do
on
you think
how
Bangladesh should be putting up that much of a total?
that's debatable. That like we saw how New Zealand batted on Sydney Tech. We saw the track was very good for batting, so we can expect Bangladesh, but I don't think they will put that much total on the board that South Africa will need Parnell and Miller, likes of Parnell and Miller finishers to finish the game.
So if we now look at the other team, Bangladesh, uh, there are a lot of talks I have been seeing in the social media that already a few people have announced South Africa as the winner of this match. So what would you say if someone has to make the difference for Bangladesh, who could it be?
Has to be Shakib Al Hasan because he is a brilliant all-rounder as we have seen over the years. He
One of the
can
most impactful players in that team.
absolutely, and he was in tremendous touch in the recently concluded Tri Series in New Zealand. So he brings that factor. He can play pace the best in that lineup. He and Afif Hussain are good pace hitters, and against spin we know how dangerous Shakib can be, and with the ball he is always amongst the wickets. So
So
Shakib
none
definitely.
of the Bangladesh pacers you think are good enough for that
Taskin
South African
Taskin
batting?
can be one of the hot picks if we're considering the Dream 11. So Taskin can be one of the hot picks because he hit the deck really hard in the last game.
Yes, he was very good in that
Yeah,
last match. Yes.
absolutely. And so that he is just one pacer, I think, who might just trouble the South African batters. I don't think any other pacer has that. Hassan Mahmood has quality, but South Africa players do play pace really well.
So what do you think about the opening equation of Bangladesh, the opening batters? Are they means according to you, are they good enough for this kind of a tournament, playing at the highest level in international cricket?
See, when Tamim Iqbal retired, they were not left with any other option rather than bringing Soumya Sarkar back. So he's the last hope. and they actually don't depend on their openers for their success. It's their middle order. Shakib needs to click, Afif Hussain needs to click, and Yasir Ali is their X factor with the bat.
So for this match, if I ask you what would be the result, I think you made it pretty clear. It's South
Yeah,
Africa.
it's
And
going to
who
be South
could be
Africa.
the X factor for South Africa? Who could be the match winner who takes South Africa through?
Someone like Eden Markram or uh, Rabada. Rabada with the ball. I think Rabada with the ball will get his rhythm back in this game.
So Devashish has some clear opinions about the match tomorrow. South Africa is going to win for him, and Markram or Rabada are going to be the key performers as per Devashish. So now, if we move into the second clash, which is probably the most biggest clash in that means of the three matches, it's
That
between
will attract millions.
yes.
In that way, it is biggest.
Acha, so we have a question here about the first
Absolutely.
match. It's they are calling is Timber Bavuma needs to pull up his socks, isn't it? Do you think Timber Bavuma needs to upgrade himself? Timber Bavuma as a captain, as a skipper.
Absolutely. He has to lead from the front. He hasn't had a great T20I career so far. And we have seen what he did. He had a horrible outing in against India in
Hmm.
the T20I
Yes, yes, yes.
series.
Just
So,
3 runs, I think, in the three
yeah,
matches.
absolutely. So, and in the last game also, he came and just 2 runs to him, to his name. So, I think
So, what do you think? Timber Bavuma does he means take out of equation a Riza Hendricks? Means a player who has been in tremendous form. So, does it affect
absolutely.
South Africa in the long run?
Absolutely, absolutely. I have always voiced for this that Riza Hendricks deserves to be at the top. Riza Hendricks deserves to be at the top in the South African lineup. So
So now let's go to the second match. It's between India and Netherlands, and we already have a question from our users, means whoever is seeing the live, that वो लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि रोहित को रेस्ट लेनी चाहिए. तो
Rohit,
do you think Rohit Sharma should take a rest?
no, because he didn't have a good game against in
Pakistan.
Pakistan in the first match. So he needs some game time. I mean, कुछ तो खेलना होगा and needs to get his touch back before the big clash against South Africa.
So, and what do you think about the other opener? He is having a
KL
very
Rahul.
tough time, and
Absolutely.
people are just bashing him left, right, and center. लोगों का कहना है कि जब भी बड़े मैच होते हैं, अंडर प्रेशर सिचुएशंस होते हैं, तो केएल राहुल will not perform. So, what do you think?
देखिए अभी केएल राहुल ने इसे तो साबित किया हुआ है कि वो परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहे हैं तो लोगों का बोलना भी थोड़ा जायज है लेकिन कंसिडरिंग हिज टैलेंट वी बैक हिम टू परफॉर्म इन द बिग गेम्स एब्सोल्युटली
अच्छा तो Ochu Srikant, he has asked, he or she, I don't know, but he has asked that can Netherlands upset India? What do you think?
they
Netherlands
can
have done this
they,
quite a few
they
times.
can
Yes.
because cricket is a game of uncertainty so they certainly can but they won't I think
तो अगर नेदरलैंड्स इंडिया को अपसेट करना चाहती है या फिर कर पाती है तो who do you think can do that for their team?
आई थिंक इट्स देयर बॉलिंग यूनिट क्योंकि उन्होंने जो ग्रुप स्टेज में उन्होंने जैसे जीत के वो सुपर 12 में आए उसमें उनके बॉलिंग यूनिट का सबसे बड़ा योगदान था उन्होंने 120 125 ऐसे टोटल्स में टीम्स को रिस्ट्रिक्ट किया फिर दे चेस डाउन इट इजीली सो दे फर्स्ट नीड्स टू रिस्ट्रिक्ट इंडिया in a party total and then they can chase that but it's a mounting task
Yes. So I would ask you another question is that one more big man has not fired in the Pakistan match, and that is Surya Kumar Yadav. So what do you think? Tomorrow will we see any change? First of all, as per user named Mishra ji is asking, same 11 होगी क्या या फिर कोई बदलाव देखने को मिलेंगे हमें टीम में इंडिया की टीम में? Will they experiment?
I think it's going to be the same 11 for India.
Okay. So you
because
think
they won and they really don't need to change in the middle of the World Cup.
अच्छा तो as we have seen in the Asia Cup, विराट कोहली ओपन किए थे एक मैच में उन्होंने सेंचुरी बनाया था तो अभी बहुत सारे यूजर्स में ये सवाल है कि क्या कोहली को ओपन करवाना चाहिए या कोहली को ओपन आना चाहिए
नहीं देखिए लास्ट मैच में कोहली ने अपने प्रिफर्ड पोजीशन पे आए 3 नंबर पे और उन्होंने 82 रन्स की कैसे इनिंग्स के लिए वो हमने देखा एंड वी डोंट नीड कोहली नेसेसरली एट द टॉप वी नीड कोहली टू play throughout because
so if means what I am telling you what I am asking is that KL Rahul is not performing at the top and जो इंडिया का टीम मैनेजमेंट है they are not ready to do छेड़खानी with the team combination तो आपको क्या लगता है कि अगर मैं केएल राहुल को थोड़ा नीचे लाता हूँ और कोहली को ऊपर भेजता हूँ is that a good option?
It might work because Rahul Virat Kohli is a better player of the moving ball than Rahul so he can prevent collapse at the top, and Rahul can go bang bang right from the beginning.
So means
But it's a मतलब ये एक मतलब बहुत ही ये weird type का move हो जाएगा, and I don't think India will change their approach.
so someone has asked vlogger Nirvai why 318 sir India को कितना मैच कम से कम जीतना है, so do you have a idea about the equation how India can qualify for the semifinals?
भाई जीतना तो सभी चाहते हैं, हम सभी
हाँ,
जीते,
हर मैच तो जीतना है लेकिन what is the minimum bare requirement to get into
लेकिन frankly speaking they had Pakistan and South Africa, ये दोनों मैचेस जितने ही जीतने थे, इसमें से पाकिस्तान तो जीत चुके हैं और नेदरलैंड्स आई थिंक जीत जाएंगे, हम सब चाहते हैं और हम सब जानते भी हैं कि जीत जाएंगे मोस्टली, तो 4 मैचेस तो मिनिमम ये तो जीतने ही है टू
get through
टू फिनिश एट द टॉप 2.
तो अभी हम जो अगला सवाल we are taking from Ajay Ahire. Do you think India will change their spinning combination? Will they drop Ashwin or someone like Akshar Patel? Akshar Patel जिन्होंने पिछले मैच में एक ओवर में 21 रन दिए थे और बैटिंग में भी उतना खास कुछ कर नहीं पाए, तो can we see UZ coming in, UZ चहल?
अभी देखो, अभी अक्षर पटेल एंड अश्विन को इतना बैक किया है तो एक मैच के बाद तो ड्रॉप नहीं करने वाले, ऐसा मेरा मानना है, और अगर ड्रॉप करेंगे तो आई थिंक ये एक मतलब दोनों कॉम्प्लीमेंटरी टू ईच अदर है, एक वन बीइंग अक्षर बीइंग द लेफ्ट आर्म ऑफ स्पिन एंड अश्विन द राइट आर्म ऑफ स्पिन.
सी जो हमने लास्ट आईपीएल में देखा था कि यूजी एंड अश्विन जो कॉम्बिनेशन था दैट डिड वेरी वेल व्हाइल Ashwin was doing the containing part
and UZ was
going
getting
to attack. So do you think that would work for India also?
That might work, but if you bring in UZ and drop Akshar, that would mean Ashwin has to bat at 7. So that will certainly batting की depth कम जाएगी.
So moving on to the next question from the chat, it's again Ochu Srikanth. He is asking a question which I want to ask you. Which I would have asked you. Can we see Pant in the playing 11? Somewhere drop KL Rahul and try.
Yeah, it's a valid move. ऐसा कर सकते हैं, करेंगे तो ऐसा कुछ गुनाह नहीं होगा, किया जा सकता है, and it might work also.
So आपको क्या लगता है कि Indian team management will take this much risk or this much experimentation can we see from them?
No. I don't expect Indian management to take that call, but ये लिया जा सकता है.
Okay.
ये valid है.
So अगला क्वेश्चन है निशा जी से. Do you think sir राहुल इज रिलायबल इन क्रूशियल मैच? ये तो भाई पूरे इंडिया के पास इसका जवाब है, मुझे लगता है कि केएल राहुल अंडर प्रेशर, आई डोंट थिंक he is even,
you can actually sense the nervousness in his face.
I don't think he's even half the batsman that we think him to
Absolutely.
be. And I would go
he has
for
all the caliber in the world, but so I don't know what stops him from
if I go a step further and tell you that KL Rahul is a bilateral bully, do you agree with me?
That would be a harsh statement, but for the time being, I would agree.
So now coming to the big man of the Indian team. So there is another question from Akshay Krishna. He is asking, Devashish, do you think tinkering with the winning team is right?
No, I don't think so, bro.
But just now you said we can try Pant at the top.
ये एक valid move है, लेकिन Indian team ये as KL Rahul has not been performing, ये एक valid move हो सकता है और ये left right combination भी assure करेगा टीम को, and Pant can also go bang bang at the top in the power play और वो field restriction का फायदा उठा सकते हैं, ये हमें पता है, लेकिन इंडियन मैनेजमेंट ये करेगा नहीं, और विनिंग कॉम्बिनेशन में केएल राहुल को कितना रोल है ये भी हमें सबको पता है, तो एक विनिंग कॉम्बिनेशन में अगर एक प्लेयर ऐसा नहीं कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं कर रहा है तो उसको ड्रॉप करने में कोई हर्ज नहीं है मेरे हिसाब से.
पहले मैं अपने जो भी यूजर्स हैं इन सबको बोलना चाहूंगा कि यू कैन गिव अस मोर क्वेश्चंस. We will be sharing that.
Yes. I can see there is an interesting.
Moving into the question, but before that, हम कल के मैचेस के प्रीव्यू के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. कुछ भी क्वेश्चंस हो, हम आपके क्वेश्चंस इधर we will try to answer. तो ओम प्रकाश झा ने एक क्वेश्चन किया, इस मैच में डीके के बदले में पंत को मौका देना चाहिए. This is a very interesting take. DK has been tested and tried by India recent series में कि वो फिनिशर का जॉब करे, लेकिन trying Pant at that number 5-6 position, I don't think that's a good option. What is your opinion?
I agree with you because दोनों players different roles play करते हैं, और जब आप T20 की बात करते हैं तो roles की बात आ जाती है. पंत को हमने नंबर 4 पे इतना टाइम खिलाया तो उनका परफॉर्मेंस इतना इंप्रेसिव नहीं रहा है, तो उनको अभी लेटेस्ट डेवलपमेंट में उनको टॉप पे इंडियन टीम यूज कर रही है. बीच बीच में, लेकिन डीके का एक डिफाइंड रोल है. He needs to play those cameos. He is asked to play those cameos at the death. Or being one of India's finest players with range, you can't drop DK.
अच्छा, तो अगला जो सवाल है, इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन, मींस इट्स अ वेरी इन हाइक क्वेश्चन, आई वुड से. बहुत हाइक में है ये क्वेश्चन. वेदर द मैच गोस स्मूथली और नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ द बैड वेदर कंडीशंस. यस, द वेदर कंडीशंस आर वेरी बैड. वेदर वहां पे मतलब प्रेडिक्शंस है कि 80% रेनिंग चांसेस, शायद 80% रेनिंग चांसेस है. माइट बी अ वॉश आउट एंड इंडिया माइट गेट 1 पॉइंट ओनली. इंडिया विल हैव टू सेटिस्फाई विद 1 पॉइंट. व्हाट डू यू थिंक, मैच हो सकता है या नहीं हो सकता?
देखिए, ये तो अनप्रेडिक्टेबल है, ये तो अनप्रेडिक्टेबल है.
और ये सवाल था शाही प्रकाश का. हाँ, तो अभी व्हाट डू यू थिंक, व्हाट कुड बी योर?
ये देखिए, जैसे पहले मेलबर्न में प्रेडिक्ट हुआ था कि इट वाज प्रेडिक्टेड कि इट वुड रेन, 90% चांसेस थे कि बारिश होगी, लेकिन वी सॉ ए फुल फ्लेज्ड गेम. सो आई डोंट थिंक हम प्रेडिक्ट कर सकते हैं ये सब चीजें
कि मैच हो सकता है.
लेट्स
लीव इट अपॉन द वेदर गॉड्स. तो अमित कुमार चौबे का एक इंटरेस्टिंग टेक है. आई वुड लाइक टू गिव एन ओपिनियन ऑन दिस टेक, इफ यू अलाउ मी. कार्तिक को थोड़ा ऊपर चांस देना होगा. आई थिंक दिनेश कार्तिक हैज बीन मेड प्रीटी क्लियर कि यू आर द फिनिशर ऑफ आवर टीम. यू आर द फिनिशर ऑफ आवर टीम. तो उनको ऊपर लाके ये छेड़खानी करके आई डोंट थिंक इंडिया को कोई बेनिफिट होगा.
इस टीम में सबका एक आइडियल एंट्री पॉइंट है, और उस हिसाब से दिनेश कार्तिक को अगर आप ऊपर भेजते हो तो उसके पीछे भी कुछ पर्पस होनी चाहिए. जैसे उनके पास सपोज अगर जैसे बहुत हाई पेस बॉलर्स हैं, जैसे 145 क्लिक कर रहे हैं, एंड you have to send someone to take them on, then you can send Karthik.
See, I would just give you an example. I would just remind you one thing. 2019 का वर्ल्ड कप कार्तिक को धोनी के पहले भेजा गया था. बोला गया था कि वो स्विंग खेलेंगे.
नहीं, he was not made to play swing.
17 balls से 7 runs ऐसा कुछ innings खेला था. It put India under pressure. So I don't think
4 or 6, I guess.
So अभी अकबर खान जो थोड़ा सा फैंटेसी रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं कि सर किस प्लेयर को अपने टीम में लिया जाए, बताइए. इंडिया नीदरलैंड्स.
विराट कोहली को तो बिल्कुल लेना चाहिए, सूर्य कुमार यादव लेना चाहिए, और कीपर में आप देखो तो आप दिनेश कार्तिक को कम लो, क्योंकि दिनेश कार्तिक की बैटिंग आए.
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू, बट आई वुड एट केएल राहुल को लीजिए और उनको कैप्टन बनाइए. कल इंडिया के ऊपर कोई प्रेशर नहीं है. ही विल डेफिनेटली बी स्कोरिंग अ हाफ सेंचुरी.
ये टेक भी इंटरेस्टिंग है, और ये कर सकते हैं. केएल राहुल कीपर में आते हैं ना.
केएल राहुल कीपर्स में आते हैं.
ठीक है, फिर केएल राहुल को ले सकते हैं आप स्कॉट एडवर्ड्स की जगह.
So Ajay Agarwal has asked another question. What about the inclusion of Deepak Hooda, as he can also chip in with a couple of overs? Are those overs that important?
No, I don't think so. Because you don't need a bowler, 6th bowling option, 7th bowling option in Deepak Hooda against Netherlands. ठीक है.
अगला जो सवाल है मुकेश बराल के ने किया है, and I think Bhuvi has answered his question in the previous match only. He has asked, sir, will Bhuvi be useful in Australia or not?
देखिए, बॉल स्विंग कंडीशन के हिसाब से नहीं होती है, बॉल स्विंग होती है, न्यू बॉल स्विंग्स. सो भुवी डिड बॉल रियली वेल इन द लास्ट गेम, एंड वी एक्सपेक्ट हिम टू
एटलीस्ट अगेंस्ट नीदरलैंड्स तो बहुत यूजफुल हो गई.
3-4 विकेट्स तो ले ही लेंगे.
सो नेक्स्ट, मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. राजीव बोरा से मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट कमेंट, आई वुड से संजू सैमसन बेटर देन कार्तिक. व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
देखिए, अब तक ये तो दोनों का अलग रोल है. जैसे मैंने बोला है कि इसका अलग रोल है, सैमसन का अलग रोल है, वो ऊपर खेलते हैं. कार्तिक का अलग रोल है, वो नीचे खेलते हैं. तो दोनों अलग रोल्स के प्लेयर्स के साथ एक दूसरे के साथ हम कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते. एंड सैमसन को जितना चांस मिला है उन्होंने कैपिटलाइज इतना नहीं किया है अब तक, बट ही डिजर्व्स कंसिस्टेंट चांसेस, आई वुड से दैट, बिकॉज़ ही इज अ गुड प्लेयर ऑफ स्पिन एंड पेस बोथ.
अगला एक इंटरेस्टिंग टेक है कि मिश्रा जी ने क्वेश्चन किया है कि 160 क्या होना चाहिए था उस मैच में. इंडियन बॉलिंग लैकिंग समथिंग, लैकिंग द बाइट.
या इंडियन टीम लैक दैट. इंडियन टीम डिडंट बोल वेल एट द डेथ, बट बिकॉज़ 120 पे 6 या 7 ओवर्स, फिर 2-3 ओवर्स में उन्होंने इतना पहुंचा दिया, और शाहीन अफरीदी और हैरिस रॉफ जैसे बॉलर्स छक्के मार रहे थे.
सो द मतलब the woes of the death overs. Moving on to the next question and the biggest point of discussion. Milton Lewis.
The game-changing spell was in that game. Sorry to interrupt you. The game-changing spell in that game was of Hardik Pandya's, because he picked
3 wickets.
3 wickets in the middle overs.
So Milton Lewis is asking, पूरा batting order correct होगा if we sit out KL Rahul? I would again say that. I would again mention it.
Netherlands के साथ तो
Netherlands, Zimbabwe, Bangladesh के साथ KL Rahul will be in the team. So next question by Sigma. The user's name is Rishabh Pant को either open और डीके की जगह खिलाना चाहिए.
जैसा मैंने पहले बोला है कि आइदर ओपन तो करा सकते हैं केएल राहुल की जगह पे, लेकिन डीके को एक प्रॉपर रोल मिला हुआ है एंड आई डोंट सी ऋषभ पंत रिप्लेसिंग डीके इन दिस टीम.
Okay, so now if we move to the big man of the Indian team, the man who just took that match away from Pakistan and gave us the win, Virat Kohli.
Absolutely.
First of all, what is your reaction on that innings?
Yes, we all were awed by that innings. हमने कैसे सेलिब्रेट किया यहाँ पे हम ही जानते हैं. तो that was the reaction and he unbelievable था and only Virat Kohli could have done that.
So another question:
Is there any changes?
Is there any changes in the Indian team? So do you think tomorrow India is going to make any changes? Yes, I also think so. India will not be making any changes. Yes,
has this question.
Yes. So Akshay Krishna is there with one more. Vishal Mandal has a question now. Sir, my question was whether Bhuvi should bowl or not in the death overs.
देखिए भुवी डालना तो पड़ेगा क्योंकि वन ऑफ द मतलब स्ट्राइक बॉलर्स हैं तो वो तो डालेंगे एंड बट एक चीज है जैसे उन्होंने हैरिस रॉफ को कटर्स डाले लेग कटर्स वैसे सबको नहीं डाल सकते. हैरिस रॉफ इज अ बॉलर एंड उन्होंने वो बीट हो गए लेकिन सारे बैटर्स बीट नहीं होंगे. अच्छे फिनिशर्स भी आएंगे तो उनको अपने यॉर्कर पे
just to remind Vishal, if you want to know your the answer to your question, जाके एशिया कप का हाइलाइट्स देख लीजिए. 19 ओवर में उन्होंने 19th ओवर में उन्होंने क्या किया था.
आसिफ अली जैसे प्लेयर्स आ जाएंगे तो आप ऐसे कटर्स नहीं डाल सकते, प्रेडिक्टेबल नहीं हो सकते.
सिग्मा has an interesting question. 130 130 करोड़ लोगों में सिर्फ एक ही ऑलराउंडर क्यों है? And I think his
all-rounder's job is pretty tough and ये तो एक अजीब सा सवाल है. क्या जवाब दें इसका मुझे भी समझ नहीं आ रहा है सच में.
So Narayana Reddy again, Shreyas Iyer and Ishan Kishan are standard batters, and why they are not selected in the team? And Umran Malik is a fast bowler from our side. Why is he not selected?
उमरान मलिक के पेस के बारे में सबका एक थोड़ा सा छोटा सा गलतफहमी है कि he is a hit the deck bowler. He is not a hit the deck bowler. वो ऊपर डालते हैं और he is a kiss the deck type of bowler. Hit the deck bowler वो है. ठीक है. डेल स्टेन मैनिपुलेटेड हिम. जो उन्होंने अच्छा डाला था एक इनिंग्स में गुजरात टाइटंस की जगह पे तो ये तो उस इनिंग्स में उन्होंने हिट द डेक अच्छा किया था लेकिन उनसे अच्छा हिट द डेक बॉलर शमी वगैरह हैं तो एंड ही लैक्स एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ बॉलिंग ऑन ऑस्ट्रेलियन डेक सो दैट्स व्हाई.
So
और किसका नाम लिया था?
और अगला सवाल नेक्स्ट on to the next question. Bipin Kumar ने सवाल किया है. Sir, I have a question. Rohit and again that man is in discussion. The KL Rahul. Will they be sitting out or not? So we have answered this quite a few times. I don't think India will be making the move of sitting KL Rahul out. Try कर सकते हैं ऋषभ पंत को लेकिन ये इंडिया टीम करेगी ये मुझे लगता नहीं है. But again and Rohit Sharma needs some game time as Devashish already said.
बशरत अली.
हाँ बशरत अली का सवाल है कि इंडियन टीम बेस्ट टीम फॉर T20 World Cup 2022. This is a Indian heart speaking. So what do you think?
देखिए दिल को पूछे तो ये तो हम हाँ ही भरेंगे इस पे लेकिन अभी भी कुछ एरियाज में वर्क करना बाकी है जैसे कि पहले मैच में देखा हमने हमारे ओपनर्स फिर से फेल हुए एंड हमारी डेथ बॉलिंग का ये फुल स्ट्रेंथ नहीं था क्योंकि मेन डैमेज जो है वो मिडिल ओवर्स में हो चुकी थी तो हमारी डेथ बॉलिंग फुल टेस्टेड नहीं हुई थी पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ. सो लेट्स सी हाउ वी परफॉर्म अगेंस्ट बेटर साइड्स. मतलब अच्छे प्लेयर्स जब डेथ में आते हैं तो हमारे बॉलर्स क्या करते हैं. अर्शदीप यॉर्कर्स डालते हैं कि नहीं क्योंकि शाहिन बोनर ने लेंथ बॉल्स डाले एक यॉर्कर ट्राई किया और वो भी चौका गया लॉन्ग ऑफ की तरफ.
शाहिन अफरीदी ने अर्शदीप को एक
छक्का मारा और एक चौका भी मारा था और हैरिस रॉफ ने भुवनेश्वर को छक्का मारा था. तो उस हिसाब से हम जज नहीं कर सकते अभी से कि डेथ बॉलिंग अच्छी हुई है. डेथ बॉलिंग तो बुरी ही हुई है पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ. तो लेट्स सी.
तो अगला जो स्टेटमेंट आया है अमित कुमार चौबे से, टॉस जीतकर क्या करना सही होगा? रन रेट पर भी ध्यान रहना चाहिए. आई थिंक आफ्टर विनिंग द मैच अगेंस्ट पाकिस्तान रन रेट का उतना इंडिया का प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा. और कल अगर टॉस
बांग्लादेश एंड नेदरलैंड्स
तो एंड आई थिंक कल अगर इंडिया टॉस जीतती है तो दे विल लुक टू बैट फर्स्ट क्योंकि वो टेस्ट कर लेना चाहेंगे बिफोर द इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेजेस ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट.
इट विल गेट KL Rahul some game time.
I think he has had enough game time in the bilateral series. So let's.
फिर भी एक और.
Now the next comment is from Sigma. Bhuvi is perfect. Can bowl in power play in middle in death as well as look at number of dot balls he bowled. Yes, I agree with you. He is perfect in power plays. He is perfect in death. He is perfect in middle overs. But his death over is an issue.
Not the best in death.
Yes, and especially in 2022, if you see his records in the power play, जैसा उन्होंने power play में डाला है, डेथ में उनका रिकॉर्ड उससे बहुत खराब हुआ है, जहाँ पे यहाँ पे अंडर 500 रन रेट पर इकोनॉमी रेट है, वहाँ पे ओवर 11 रेट है शायद इन 2022. So I think don't think he's just that perfect bowler, but he's a good bowler. Use him in the earlier half of
He
the
has
match.
that, but I don't know why he doesn't rely on that more often.
So if rains spoil crucial matches like semi-finals, is there any rematch or reschedule scene? They have reserved days. They have reserved days for both the semi-finals and the final. So अगर अब दोनों मैचों में ही दोनों दिन ही बारिश हो जाती है, तो I don't know what's the scene there. We would clear it out. We would get back to you. और किसी लाइव में आपका ये सवाल का जवाब हम जरूर देंगे. Narayana Reddy has commented next. I think Akshar Patel is not performing in past match. He gave more runs. Is there any replacement in his place? मतलब उनको वही है कि एक ओवर में 21 रन देके गए अक्षर पटेल, तो क्या वो कैन वी लुक टू यूज ईच अदर?
देखिए, बैटिंग तो उन्होंने कम ही किया है क्योंकि रन आउट हुए हैं, एंड इंडिया हैव बैक्ड हिम सो मच. एंड अभी याद कीजिए, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ अक्षर पटेल ने इतने अच्छे बैटिंग ट्रैक्स में ऑस्ट्रेलियन बैटिंग के खिलाफ कितनी अच्छी बॉलिंग की. ठीक है, तो इस हिसाब से उन्हें मेरे हिसाब से मौका देना चाहिए.
Narayana Reddy has another interesting point. Virat making at least 1% run out in every match. What do you say about him? अगले पिछले मैच में
maybe the others are not fitter than
I think Kohli is overestimating the fitness of other Indian players according to his standard. So see, my point has been highlighted in this comment. 20 ball 50 from KL Rahul tomorrow. I think you are right, Divesh. Divesh has commented this, and I think you are right. We are going to see an outstanding knock from KL Rahul against the big fast bowlers of Dutch team. Yes, against the mighty Dutch team. So, तो जैसा हम बोल रहे थे कि जो कोहली का जो फिटनेस, अच्छा again someone has another user, Fernando, I don't know I'm pronouncing it right or not, Tudop. KL Rahul should open tomorrow. We will get 100 as Dream 11 is captain, Asdeep Singh as vice captain.
You can keep Bhuvi as the vice captain as
and
well.
I would not
give Bhuvi 2-3 overs straight डालेंगे और
and I would rather not,
right handed.
And I would rather not further comment on KL Rahul. I have commented enough on him. I have said enough about him. So let's
स्ट्रेटेजी लेके खेलना है. देखो, बारिश का उम्मीद है अगर, तो बारिश की सिचुएशन आते हैं तो चेजिंग करना सही रहेगा हमारे हिसाब से. क्यों?
But I think India will bat first, कुछ भी हो, because I don't think the Netherlands team is that much capable enough कि इंडिया को वो चैलेंज कर सके.
In general हम बारिश अगर एक्सपेक्टेड हो तो in general
teams always tend to chase. Yeah. So आर्मी बॉय वो बहुत दूर तक चले गए हैं, फाइनल तक इंडिया को पहुंचा दिया है, और ही इज आस्किंग इफ न्यूजीलैंड विल बी
न्यूजीलैंड से दूर रखो थोड़ा.
इंडिया's luck with न्यूजीलैंड इन द आईसीसी ट्रॉफीज आर वेरी बैड. इंडिया हिस्ट्री खराब है हमारी, बहुत हिस्ट्री खराब है. But I see these two teams in final. That I would like to say to you. What do you think? Do you see these two teams, India and New Zealand, in the final?
Absolutely. ये हो सकता है, and अगर हुआ तो बहुत अच्छा मुकाबला हमें देखने को मिल सकता है. तो फर्स्ट क्लास टीम से.
अगला कमेंट, ये तो भाई हम तो ज्योतिष नहीं है, लेकिन चंदन कुमार सिंह ने कमेंट किया है कि कल इंडिया का मैच में स्कोर क्या होगा. If India bats first,
around 200.
Around 200. That's an interesting take. He says around 200, and half of those runs by KL Rahul.
Not really. I think 50 तो बन जाएगी. 23-24 बॉल में 50-55 तो मार ही देगा KL Rahul.
So I would also encourage, I would also ask our users to ask even more questions. We are just having a candid chat, and you can share your opinions and ask even more questions. So now moving on to the next comment, Mishraji is asking, what's your opinion? Ajay, it was the biggest upset, I think, of this World Cup. So he has asked you about that. What's your opinion on that England-Ireland match?
इंग्लैंड आयरलैंड मैच में तो पहले इंग्लैंड की बॉलिंग इतनी सही नहीं हुई थी, लेकिन उन्होंने
I think in the mid innings Mark Wood even said कि we didn't bowl well. तो वो खुद एडमिट किए कि उनका बॉलिंग अच्छा नहीं हुआ.
उनका पहले 10-11 ओवर में आयरलैंड ने 92-93 स्कोर कर लिया था. They treated Mark Wood like some other bowler, like Harry Lorcan Tucker. Lorcan Tucker was using his pace nicely and playing shots all through the square of the wicket, all around the ground. So वहाँ उन्होंने अच्छा किया. बाकी बैटिंग सेकंड टाइम फिर से इंग्लैंड की फेल हुई है. एलेक्स हेल्स, जोस बटलर, बड़े नाम.
But I would just like to point out कि जिस सिचुएशन में मैच बंद हुआ, I think if the match went through, if the
England
match
might have won.
I think England would have won.
53 रन चाहिए थे, 33 बॉल चाहिए थे, तो अनलकी
रहे. And Ali was starting to hit.
And Livingston was there, Sam Curran was yet to come. So Probably England would have won.
So
Unlucky बोल सकते हैं.
a good stat here you could say from Milton Lewis. He is saying that पिछले कुछ मैचों में सिडनी में 180 रन्स बनते हैं फर्स्ट इनिंग्स में एंड चेजिंग गेट्स डिफिकल्ट.
हाँ, ये तो पिछले मैच में हमने देखा और ट्रेडिशनली हम सिडनी में जैसा देखते हैं कि सेकंड इनिंग में थोड़ा ग्रिप होना स्टार्ट होता है
and also that
कटर्स वगैरह
big
बिग
ground.
बाउंड्रीज.
Yes, so good take. And now next comment is from Divesh. We should play two spinners versus associate nations. They will struggle stand against spinners. Drop Akshar and bring in Chahal. Chahal will be thrashed by New Zealand, Australia, and England. So don't pick him. So this is a very interesting and bold take from Divesh.
If you don't want to play Chahal against New Zealand, Australia, and England, then why you want to bring him against Netherlands? Just play the spinner you want to play against New Zealand, Australia, and England, so that
I would say means if you हम अगर इन तीन टीम को भी कंसीडर करें, न्यूजीलैंड में अगर हम देखें केन विलियमसन, थोड़ा सा ग्लेन फिलिप्स, are the other players good enough to play spin? Yuzi Chahal, what do you think?
Devon Conway is very good.
Achha. Yes, good take. Devon Conway is very good. And in England, I think David Malan.
Spinner के खिलाफ भी उसका बहुत अच्छा record.
Against in England, we can say David Malan is a very good player of spin.
No, David Malan, I don't think really. Moeen Ali is a great player of spin.
Moeen Ali comes down the order. Top order में
अगर देखो तो जोस बटलर है, जो कि अगर सरवाइव कर जाते हैं पावर प्ले में, फिर स्पिन को वो अच्छा खासा मारते हैं. फिर लियाम लिविंगस्टोन मारते हैं अच्छा खासा.
और ऑस्ट्रेलिया में
स्पिन को तो बहुत मारते हैं.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया में डेविड वार्नर इज क्वाइट गुड. मींस
ऑस्ट्रेलिया की टीम की बात करें, हाँ, डेविड वार्नर इज वेरी गुड. अगेंस्ट एरन फिंच इज गुड.
So now,
I think Maxwell is the best player of spin.
So I think we have discussed enough about the India-Netherlands match. Now let us move into the next match of tomorrow between Pakistan and Zimbabwe. So what do you think? I would just take a general opinion. What do you think about this match?
See, Pakistan, as we know, are unpredictable.
And for your information, I would say this match, ये match Perth में होने वाला है.
फिर तो जिम्बाब्वे की हालत खराब होने वाली है, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान सीमर्स will breathe fire on Optus, so they will lose to us.
And अच्छा, तो आर्मी बॉयज आस्किंग इस मैच में कौन विनर हो सकता है?
पाकिस्तान.
डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेट टू द क्वेश्चन.
Yeah, Pakistan. I believe Pakistan.
And what about
considering the stature of both the teams?
So I think you are also quite active enough in social media. If you have gone around the circuits of social media, हमने सुना है there is a particular name for Babar Azam. He is being called Zimbabwe by his trollers. So what do you think his performance should be against Zimbabwe? What will he be doing? As we have predicted that KL Rahul will go big against Netherlands, do we see Babar Azam going big against Zimbabwe?
देखिए, Babar Azam is a really good player, and he has not only performed against Zimbabwe but also.
And Ajay is also asking the same question. Can we see Babar scoring another 100 against Zimbabwe?
We can see, but Babar has also scored against other teams, other big teams as well. So I don't think the term Zimbabwe is
justified.
Enough.
Yes, he is a good enough player, but
he's technically their best.
Achha. That's a good take. But I see in the recent times he has struggled against the ball that has come in. In fact, in that last match also, Arjun ne jab unko
tailed in and
he was dismissed. Bashrat Ali ne bola Zimbabwe will win tomorrow. This is a very, very interesting take. What do you think?
If Zimbabwe wins, then nothing can go. मतलब पाकिस्तान की chances गए.
हाँ.
लेकिन ये chance कम है, क्योंकि पर्थ में गेम है. पाकिस्तान have a great pace attack.
हाँ, तो जिम्बाब्वे के बैटिंग, वही मैं उसी पे आ रहा था. जिम्बाब्वे के बैटिंग ऑर्डर को देख के आपको क्या लगता है, जो पाकिस्तान की बॉलिंग लाइनअप है उनमें से कौन सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकता है?
जिम्बाब्वे प्लेयर्स डू प्ले पेस वेल, बट दे आर नॉट गुड अगेंस्ट मूवमेंट. तो अगर थोड़ी बॉल मूव करी,
so do you see sign of really picking up some wickets?
Absolutely, he is their gun power play bowler.
So what happened to him against India?
Against India, might be he was coming from a long injury hiatus, and obviously better players उनके सामने थे, और Zimbabwe players देखते हैं क्या होता है.
So if we talk about the Zimbabwe team, I would just take a comment from you on their biggest X factor, or I would say only their player who can match his levels.
Yeah,
Sikandar Raza. What do you think of him?
Fantastic all-rounder. मतलब since the World Cup qualifiers उनका अच्छा दिन चल रहा है, and he has performed really well. इंडिया के अगेंस्ट भी उन्होंने बहुत सही खेला है, फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ भी एक मैच उन्होंने जिताया. तो he has been scintillating touch, I can say. And लास्ट मैच में भी उन्होंने जो मस्ट विन गेम था एक उन्होंने जिता के दिया था स्कॉटलैंड के खिलाफ, उनका जो कैमियो नॉक था वो सबसे वाइटल था उस गेम
So
में.
in your
And
fantasy team,
he is a fantastic player of pace and spin both.
so in your fantasy team, will you be taking him? Will
Yeah,
you be
yeah,
picking
yeah,
him?
yeah.
And who would be your captain for this match?
Uh, Someone like Harris Roth who can pick junk wickets and also wickets
So you
up
would be
front.
going with the bowler as a
हाँ
captain.
हाँ कैप्टन वाइस कैप्टन तो एक बॉलर ही रखूंगा मैं पाकिस्तान से. ये पाकिस्तान बॉल्स फर्स्ट. पाकिस्तान अगर
And
बॉल
if
ही कर रहा है,
Pakistan bats second,
बैट्स
means
बैट फर्स्ट,
bats first. Sorry.
बैट फर्st, then let's keep Rizwan, Mohammad Rizwan.
Okay. Interesting takes here from Devashish. Now we're coming towards the end. There are, if before we close down the discussion, we will take another comment. Pakistan, Divesh has said that Pakistan will crash Zimbabwe. It will boost their net run rate. Pak chances in semi-final will depend on India now. They will support India versus. They will support India versus. Matlab they will keep an eye on India.
That's a very good take
They will keep an eye
because
on the
they
India.
won't want South Africa to win against India and make things complicated for them.
Okay, so one more interesting question I have seen here from Vipin Kumar, and I will take that before closing the discussion down.
Yeah.
Sir, what's your opinion about Pakistan's middle order? Because we are seeing from last 6-7 matches, middle order is totally.
Absolutely.
And I would say rather than flopped, it has not been tested enough.
टेस्टेड है ना. हाँ, क्योंकि बाबर रिजवान बहुत से ओवर्स खेलते हैं और
Hmm.
मिडिल ऑर्डर के पास कोई पर्टिकुलर रोल नहीं है उनका कि आपको इस टाइम पे जाना है या
And even if when the middle order is being is coming into the coming out in the middle, I have seen in most of the matches, Rizwan is there
this one is
or
there,
Babar
yeah,
is there.
or Babar is there.
Yes, to
Someone is playing, someone is carrying the bat.
yes. So now if we go towards the end of the discussion,
Yeah.
I would take you. I would like to ask you कि आपका predictions क्या है? पहले मैच में कौन जीतेगा?
पहला मैच
South Africa, Bangladesh.
साउथ अफ्रीका
और वहाँ
साउथ
पे
अफ्रीका इंडिया एंड
and
पाकिस्तान.
if I want to take if you want you to take just one name for the man of the match, who would be?
लेट्स से कगिसो रबाडा.
अच्छा. Now next moving on to the India and Netherlands match.
केएल राहुल.
अच्छा, KL Rahul would be his man of the match and India. So KL Rahul against Netherlands. No pressure on India. इंडिया का क्वालिफिकेशन
अगर इंडिया बॉलिंग करते तो बॉलिंग भी हो सकते हैं.
नहीं से आई वुड से इंडिया अगर 120 रन भी चेस कर रही हो तो वहां पे वो रोहित शर्मा के he will steal the strike from Rohit Sharma to score a half century tomorrow. And now moving on to the third match, Pakistan versus Zimbabwe.
Pakistan in Perth, Pakistan. Zimbabwe has no chance.
And who is your man of the match in this match?
Someone like Harris Roth or Rizwan. दोनों में से कोई भी.
So I would also give you my predictions and my take on who would be the man of the match in Bangladesh versus South Africa. I think it's going to be someone like of the batting from South
Eden
Africa,
Markram,
Quinton de Kock, Eden Markram, and of course South Africa will win. In India versus Netherlands, I think India will win. And I would say if Virat Kohli's batting comes, if he comes down, if he comes out and back.
Have we just underestimated Surya Kumar Yadav?
Surya Kumar Yadav is also earning a reputation that he doesn't perform in pressure matches recently. ये भी मैंने सुना है किसी fans के. So he has to prove a point.
But if you see the last game, he played some good shots for his 16th.
Straight drive, that was a great part. But I would say tomorrow either Virat
That's his game. That's his game. He tries.
Yes. I would say Virat Kohli or KL Rahul, of course. And moving to the last match, Pakistan-Zimbabwe, I would say the match will go to Pakistan, and I think for me the man of the match would be either Rizwan or Babar Azam.
Okay.
So thank you for joining the live and having a candid chat with us, asking questions. Keep doing this. Keep joining us in our lives, and subscribe our channel. Share this live with other cricketing friends of yours. So thank you.